All right, hopefully everyone can hear me a bit better now. And I do apologize for that. Awesome. Okay. So I was saying now we're going to be moving on to our daffodil. And I'm actually growing a few different daffodils in my backyard and in my front yard. I'm growing some white and yellow ones. And they're really pretty. It's still pretty cold outside. So it's surprising that they're growing. But they're very happy to come out for the springtime. And they're pretty fun to draw. Okay, so similar to the tulip, I'm going to start with the general shape of the daffodil flower. So I'm going to draw what looks like an oval first. And then I'm going to go ahead and draw the stem. They do tend to kind of bend over a bit. Some of them do stand right up, but I really like this angle. It reminds me of the ones that I do have in my garden right now. So now we have our basic shape. We're going to draw the petals next. So I'm going to just draw 4. One is going to be on this top left side. Then we have one that's kind of peeking out behind our center flower. And we have 2 here on the bottom. So we have our flower petals, and now we're going to define the shape and the center of the daffodil. Okay, so we want it to kind of look like almost like a cup with a scrunchie on top. So we're going to define the bottom part a bit more, and then we can draw, like with squiggly lines, a circle at the top where that oval is. Okay, and then in the middle we're going to draw what looks like a C. And a little cone that's kind of poking out. So that's the reproductive part of the flower. And some little flower designs. So this is pretty much our daffodil. I'm going to go ahead and clean up my lines using a black pen, my handy dandy pack pen. And also refine my design a bit. So now that I pretty much know where I want everything to go, it's a bit easier when I'm tracing. And I'm just going back over the lines that I just made. These lines on the inside are to give it the effect that you can see inside and that it's kind of curved. So make sure that if you draw those lines inside, you make them curved. All right. Same with the lines inside of the leaves or the flower petals on the outside. You want to make sure that they have a bit of curve to them. Okay, and then I'm going to draw this stem, retrace the stem, and put a few detailed lines inside of the middle of the flower as well. And then we have our daffodil. Super pretty flower that we are going to also give some time to dry. I'm going to cut this strip one more time. This way you'll be able to see me draw the fuchsia. But I also think it's time to reveal our tulip. This has had plenty of time to dry. So I'm going to show you what it looks like when I erase my original, my original pencil marks. Gently, you don't want to crinkle your lovely drawing paper like I nearly just did. So I'm just going over with an eraser and making sure to get rid of the pencil marks that I don't like, especially if you plan to color these in later. You want to make sure you get rid of all of your original markings. That way you have a nice clean design. And this is our tulip. I'm going to go ahead and actually we forgot to label our daffodil. So D-A-F-F-O-D-I-L. Okay, we'll put this one to the side, and I'm actually going to just go ahead and cover it up so that I have some room to draw the fuchsia. I love the fuchsia. I think it's so cool because it hangs upside down. And just like before, we're going to be starting with just the basic shapes. It kind of looks like a light bulb. So we can name it. Our fuchsia is F-U-C-H-S-I-A. I believe, I hope so. Okay, so now we're going to start with the stem, so how it's hanging. You can just draw like a rectangle, but you don't have to close it off. So just two lines that kind of come down. Then we're going to draw what looks like a little hump, maybe half a circle. All right. And then we want to draw out the leaves. These don't have to be perfect right now, but it starts with like a bigger cone or a hump. Almost like it almost looked like a banana peel. And then we're going to have one leaf that kind of spreads out to the right. And then we have another one that goes out to the left, like this. And we want the bottom of the left side of the cone to connect to that part. And then we're going to draw one leaf in the back. You want to make sure you give these a little curve as well, so it looks kind of like it's flouncing upwards. And we want this leaf to be flipped. So we connected it here, and then we're going to extend the bottom part. And I ran out of room on my paper a bit here for this one. But you want to extend it and then have them meet again at a point. So I tried to fit it. I might make it a bit shorter so that you can see better how I do that leaf being flipped over. So first you want to bring the two to a point. You actually kind of want that point to be tilting up just a bit. And then you're going to make what looks like a rounded L. And connect it like so. And then you have your flipped leaf. All right, and now we're going to draw the insides of the fuchsia flower. They look like circles. The first one is going to be the biggest. It's going to have a pointy end but a round bottom. And then we're going to draw a second half circle right beside this one. Then we want to draw the tiny little anthers and filaments. This is how they get pollinated or transfer pollen. And we have the basic of our flower. And now we can trace, okay? And when I trace is when I also add in the little details. So I'm going to start with the stem up here. And my half circle, followed by my upside down cone. My back leaf here. Then tracing my flipped leaf. All right, then lastly, our insides. And these down here are just straight lines with tiny little circles on the end. Okay, and on the inside we're going to draw, these are actually petals. They look like little light bulbs, but they're petals if you've seen the plant before. So they have some line variations in them that we're going to draw, and we're also going to draw some curved lines in our leaves as well. And making them a bit curved is very important. And that way it looks like everything is curly. And we have our fuchsia plant. To finish up our drawings, we're going to erase the pencil mark from all of them. Again, making sure to take your time. At this point, you can start thinking about colors. Tulips come in a few different colors. You can do pink, yellow, white, purple, I believe. Daffodils, I'm not sure actually how many colors they come in, but I do know that there are yellow and white ones for sure. So we have our daffodil, and then lastly the fuchsia, which is, as it's named, fuchsia. It's like a pinkish purple color. If you've never seen one before, I recommend looking into them. They're very, very pretty plants. And you can also sign your work once you're done, because we're all very proud artists here. All right. So that's how you draw these 3 spring flowers. I hope that was fun. and easy to follow along with, and I'm excited to see everyone color them in if that is what you decide to do. Okay. All right, so thank you so much for tuning in to this tutorial. Don't forget to check us out at coachart.org, where you can find more ways to get involved with us. And I hope to see you at a future tutorial. All right, bye everyone, and have a great day.